perfectly in frame as well. Hey, Dave, right? You there?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, how are we doing, Dave?
Bloody
Hey,
hell.
hey, Robert.
Boys are getting tech savvy, yeah? He's just coming in fucking woo, like that.
Before I forget, can anybody remember somebody called Pee Wee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Pete Roberts. Is from the Isle of Don. His dad
Yeah.
owned the Isle of Don.
I'm trying to remember him because who was it? Oh, some friend of Sheila's knows him quite well.
Yeah.
His sister's married to him.
Oh, his sister's married to him, apparently.
All right.
I remember the name. I can't remember him.
Yeah. Well, his sister's name is Dinah, and I think it's Sarah as well. I think he's got two sisters, isn't he? And his dad was kind enough to let us use the Isle of Don car park for the ramp. It's just
Right.
ramp, that was, yeah.
That's right. On the bottom of the hill there.
I tell you what I've got, Dave. I'll show you in a minute. Is some photos of Worm from Worm's dad, and some photos of the skate team.
Oh, right.
Back in the day, and I mean back in the day, you know. So I'll wait for the others to come in and remind me to show it to you, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Because they're quite funny. Well, I don't know about funny, but interesting, yeah. From the airport.
Is that a nice little left-hander behind you, Con, or is that a big left-hander?
Where do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm just looking at it.
It's Ragland.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I had a chat with Lizzie.
Gary.
Liz Vans. Hey, Gary, all right?
All right, mate.
Hi, Gary. All right.
I'm going to sort myself out at the moment, but carry on.
All right. Yeah, I had a chat with Liz Gans. And
right.
Because I put something up about Raglan going off. And she lives in Raglan now. She got the Raglan Surf Company that they made up with Craig Hughes.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit in touch with her as well. Oh, she used to go out with her.
Where's Raglan then, Con?
New Zealand, mate.
Oh, right.
North Island on East Coast. And no, on the West Coast.
Yeah, it goes off. When it's really big, it goes all the way through, doesn't it?
It does that, yeah.
Yeah.
So looks like a shit wave. We got a mini one. If you look down here, see the inside one.
Yeah. Oh, there's some all the guys there. Yeah.
Yeah. The inside one. We've got a point exactly like that here in Brittany. I surfed it first night. It was a secret spot. I surfed it with Bruno's throw deck in '87. Hi, Mike, around.
All right.
And we had it about 6 foot. Two of us in, and it was perfect. It was, you can believe I thought, fuck, this is Langland, man. Oh, there we go. One first swear word. There we go.
Oh, 50p in the box.
Oh, no, I'm not that rich.
So, what have you been up to then, guys? What's happening?
Yeah, what's going on? Who's got all the news?
Mike's been busy. I know. I've seen him on Facebook.
Bits and pieces. No, nothing exceptional.
Well, what have you been doing, Mike?
Nothing. No, I've been trying to get our council to behave like a proper council. That's all.
Oh, now they
Never do it.
You must be
You're
joking
doing a
now.
good job, mate.
people have been doing that for years.
Yeah, no.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. So I've been involved up in the castle with we're doing a thing with the Austrian players that play Sword in the Stone. So they've been rehearsing, doing bits and pieces, and helping them along.
All right.
Are you featuring? Come on, Mike, tell us. Have you spread out into a great acting career?
My acting.
Are you acting? Are you?
I'm not an actor.
No,
Not,
you're
just
acting.
Yeah.
you're pretending. I'm just carrying stuff around for them. That's all.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to ask you to be in it because you got the clothes already, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I got the clothes, but this is what I need is a horse con.
Yeah, I will know then. We better go and see someone down in Goa.
Yeah.
No,
Camday will sort you out.
Downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah, down there, yeah. Biscuit is apparently coming in, but he got back late and he's got to eat.
Yeah, he probably got caught in the Newport car park, did he?
What happened?
Are there still horses in Town Hill and Penman?
Yeah, if you drive
Yeah.
around, you often see them
Yeah.
So I know
parked to the side of the road.
you still see sheep in West Cross wandering around up there. I was drove through the other day. There was about 20 sheep just wandering up the road there.
They were lucky to be alive, weren't they?
Well, that's,
Yeah, we just get the ponies on our side.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We came home one day and there was a dead sheep in the garden.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course,
Was
all
it
the farmers
fresh?
denied. They all denied which farmer owned it. It did disappear, so fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Somebody took it away.
I remember when I was coming back from, I was shaping down in Winds down in Paris Wood, and it was bloody freezing, and I was on my bike, and it was in mid-February, must have been about less than zero, below zero, and I'm coming home, and I got to get home quick because my lights aren't working, so I got to take the light cover off, switch the battery on, and then stick the light cover back on. You know what I mean? Make the lights work just to make it legal. But so I'm coming around the corner, and there's this load of cars stopped, and I thought, fuck it, I'm not going fast, but my brakes aren't all that good, And I thought, well, I'm not going to stop here. What's it going to be? And it's just a herd of sheep just blocking the whole of the road. So I thought, well, car, sheep. I'm going to make a decision, split second. Funny how your brain works really quick when it needs to. Car or sheep? I thought, well, sheep are a lot softer than cars and less expensive. I just went into these sheep, piled into these sheep, came off the bike. I'm on the ground, and there's all these sheep jumping on top of me. Man. It was like heaven, I thought I was landed in heaven. It was covered by sheep. Bloody hell. Try and find a farmer for the sheep to pay for the bike. No.
No, they're allowed
Hey, I got a
to run
question.
wild.
I was speaking to, what's his name? Is it Terry Cornelius? He's about your age, I think, Dave, is he?
Is it who?
Terry
Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Not Mike.
Cornelius family.
Yeah, I think he's about, anyway. And we were talking about the cafe down where the Langdon Braz is now, what it was called. I couldn't remember.
It used to be called a Kamakafi, or the
They had a proper name for it.
yeah. It was not Ron's. It was Ron's Gaff for a minute as well.
Was it Ron's? I thought that, but
no,
then I thought
Ron's
Ron's
was in Rossett as well. But
Yeah,
I'm sure,
that was Ron Bateman's, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was the other Ron's as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see that. See, I thought it had a 6-letter or 7-letter name. I seem to remember it written on the outside.
All right. Well, I'll have a look at my archives and I'll find it for you, Mike.
You bound to be
Like,
there.
it was always a rough old place, wasn't it? It was.
Oh yeah, it was great.
A packet of crisps and a pork pie there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always knew it was a Kamakafi.
Yeah, but because people could sit outside, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it doesn't. Like, I know we didn't use it much, but because it was rarely open, was it? But
it could have been called the Klondike because some people made a lot of money from that cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you work there for a while, Con?
Yeah, I did, I think.
Your man was running it for a bit, didn't he?
Huh?
Your man was running it for a bit.
My old man?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Where the Braz is, that cafe there. Your dad was working there.
My dad?
Yeah.
The Langdon.
Was he in disguise?
No.
I can't remember him working there.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
I can't remember that.
Yeah. No.
Well, there's a shock, and I can't bloody ask him. He's popped off now, hasn't he? I
Yeah,
can't bloody
he's gone,
ask
mate.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't
Yeah.
have to ask. Skipper's just told you.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So it must be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember that. How is that then?
It's funny you say that, Kipper. There's something in my mind now saying that I seem to remember that as well.
Yeah, it was just a
The
short
one-
period in the summer. One summer it was.
One summer, yeah. And I got a feeling, did he leave the garage or something, or he changed?
Ah,
Around that,
now it comes
town.
back. Yeah, 'cause he was working in the Metropole, and the Metropole had to close down. The Metropole at the bottom of Wine Street,
Yeah.
and it was all that spare parts business and all that down there. That was amazing. Yeah, maybe it could be right. It could be right. Oh, you probably are right. Hey, Sam, all right?
Thanks,
Right.
Sam.
Hi all.
You might be right there, Kip. And Mike going, oh God. So my dad worked in Kamakafi.
And maybe Sam knows.
Yeah.
Yes, now you said that, Con, I come in halfway through the conversation, but I have a recollection of your dad being part of the operation in the Uplands, where the garage and Sainsbury's is now. It was a car showrooms, wasn't it?
TK Andrews, that wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, wasn't he somewhere around there?
But he used, he used to be working a garage in the bottom of Wine Street, the Metropole. But
Metropole.
saying that, he was then driving a van, delivering mechanic parts, selling and delivering mechanic parts. So he's around all the garages in Swansea.
Oh, I'm trying to think of now. Bottom Wine Street, Metropole.
On the right-hand side going down.
Right-hand side.
Just before the old bridge there.
Near the bottom, not far from
That's
the
right. That
North
would have
Bar.
been, well, yeah, because there were a whole lot of buildings there. I remember they've all gone now, but I remember there was a cinema, I think, called the Elysium there. Was that
And
the Elysium?
opposite under the
Elysium's at the top end of Wine Street.
sell Levi's, I think.
The shop that sold Levi's was called Greenings or Greenaways. I bought a pair of American cowboy boots there at the time, black with silver inlaid on them. So that was about 1960. I was in tech. So 65 that would have been, that shop. Yeah, it was trendy. It was a little shop just before you went under the bridge, which is now gone, just on the left-hand side, more or less at the position where the underpass went down.
Yeah.
And a couple of buildings there disappeared, so that then the first one that was left standing was what became the Bras, the restaurant at the bottom there.
The question was, Sam,
Yeah.
what was the cafe where Langdon Brad? Oh, it was Terry Greenslade. Sorry, that's who it was.
Oh, Terry Green.
Continental.
No,
Couple of
where-
doors
where
up
the
from
Braz is
No,
now.
that's opposite.
where the Bras is now. I'm not sure about a cafe there, but going back up a bit, more or less where that bar is, where the Cafe Devro used to be, which we then talked about turning into a gentleman's club. There was a cafe there which survived for a long, long time. I think it was called the Continental.
Yeah, well, that was an Italian one. So I used to go there to get teas and stuff for my dad when I used to go down the
But a bit
garage.
further down, I mean, where the Bras ended up, I can't think of what would have been there before that, because the Bras was there from at least the early 80s, wasn't it?
No,
Maybe.
no.
No, later. But there was it was probably late 80s. But there was a cafe there before.
Was
Yeah,
there?
Kamakafi. It's called
Yeah.
Kamakafi.
But I was talking to somebody I said the wrong name. It was Terry Greenslade I was talking to, and we couldn't remember the name of that cafe. And nobody used very often.
What, the cafe that was where the Bras is now?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Hey,
think
but
you're
did you say
across
hello?
you're
You're,
in
yeah,
Wine Street and you were down in Langland.
I know.
it's
Two
Langland
Brazes.
Braz, Sam.
Pardon what,
Different
Dave?
brasses.
It's Langland
Well,
Braz.
yeah, the Langland Bras has only recently been known as the Bras. The Bras to most people was at the bottom of Wine Street on the left.
Yeah.
It still is.
But
Yeah.
what was where the Langland Braz is now? What was it
Yeah.
called years ago?
Oh, well, I mean, it was a little shack of a place, because Jubbly ran it for a while. I
Yeah,
think
and you could sit outside.
Running for a while, I think.
not for long. He was in there before he went into Greens. But I think maybe Johnny Howard owned it. I'm not sure. Yeah, but
Ron Bateman owned it originally, didn't he?
oh, maybe it was him then.
I'm sure it used to be called Ron's.
No, Ron's is on the Rotherslade.
Yeah,
Rotherslade.
that was Ron's Rendezvous, but I'm sure it was called Ron's Cafe as well in the other side.
Might have
Not
been.
the same Ron, not the same Ron, no.
Yeah, did it have something painted on the roof, kind of thing?
Do Ron.
Was it that when you
Do Ron.
when you're looking at
I
it
don't
from
think it had a roof, Sam.
when you're looking at it from the sea, the right hand half of it was almost like an outside, just barren.
It was a patio. It
concreted
was
Little
patio.
yeah.
patio type
Yeah.
thing.
And then the wooden shed inside where you went and got ice creams and stuff like that. And then there were the windows alongside the path where you bought all the beach balls and the sort of stuff like that.
And in that area, it had something written on the wall, the name of it.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right, Mike. Yeah,
Mm.
but I've got a
can't
couple of
remember.
photos of it from back in the 50s.
Oh, well, you have to go back.
So
and have a look.
I'll have a look.
You wanna ask Ronald Studden? He's got the huge archive of old
Yeah.
Swansea, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd find something.
Mm.
He puts
Mind you, I
stuff
think a lot of it he got from the Langdon site anyway, perhaps.
Mm.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I won't say anything. I
I know
It
where
works
some of
both
it is.
ways.
know where he sources his photos.
Yeah, doesn't he go to somewhere when the copyright runs out? And all right.
Yeah, I mean, there are places you go like there's lots of archives. You got Evening Post archives. And
Yeah.
you have to go down and look
And the
through
stuff
them.
in the county hall.
Yeah, there's not
Oh,
much online you can go through.
No, but there are special sites like photographic sites, postcard sites, for example. And that's it's a mine of gold mine, for photos.
Yeah.
For the old photo, yeah. But the thing is, you got to trawl through about 8,000 photos to get one sort of thing, because you can type in Langland Cafe before 1950 or something like that, and you have to go through Tenby Cafés, and you go through Cardiff Cafés, and you go through Llanelli Cafés, and then you might get to Langland, maybe, but you got to go down so many pages you can't miss one because they're not really well archived,
Yeah, it's amazing to see that was quite a substantial building down in Limeslade, where that the I Love Limeslade, and
Yeah.
it comes up every now and then. Right in that bottom bit, across that back wall, must have been a substantial building at one point.
Yeah.
The photographs.
Yeah, it
that come up.
was.
Oh yeah, it was right across, wasn't it?
I can't remember it as a kid, but
No, but
Yeah.
the pictures are shown are back from
Yeah.
the 1930s.
yeah,
It-
all right.
It came down in the 50s, I think.
Yeah.
Only just before our times.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a big storm that took it.
Oh, yeah.
Biscuit, are you doing homework or you on Frozen Fame? He is moving. Watch it, tide's coming in behind you.
Sorry. Oh yeah.
It is as it happens. Must be fully in now.
Huh? You're gonna get inundated with it.
Danny, tell us.
So how was your Holls, Bisc?
Very good. Very good. Didn't have much success in what we went down there for, but that's the way it goes.
What
The
did you
dogging doesn't happen down that way much, does it?
No. No.
Where did you go, Andrew?
Where did we stayed by Painton
Uh-huh.
because I needed to hire a car, and getting a car isn't always easy down Cornwall. And but we were looking at like holiday homes down there, but the one we really fancied, there were just too many problems with it. So we decided to scrap the idea in the end.
Well, you were thinking of buying a holiday home down there, were you, to live in and
Yeah,
then rent out?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, you're becoming one of these ultra rich retreaty.
I wanted to be a comma myself, see.
Yeah, an incomer.
Incomer. No, but
Painting's not far from the place, the Rickstein, what's it, Padstein.
No, Rick Stein's place is North Cornwall, isn't it?
Oh, that's right, it is too, yeah.
Painting is
Yeah.
South Devon, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Painting and,
Hey, Biscuit, you get a much cheaper one here in Brittany.
that's right, Torquay and Painting, it's across the river mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Painting's a bit. Some of the places down there, I suppose they were great in the 60s, 70s, maybe. Painting itself is a bit dodgy. But some of the places are, all right. Like Teignmouth is quite a nice. We've been there, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plainmouth is quite nice. Dawlish was quite nice.
Yeah, there's what's the
Aren't they quite expensive places, though?
In what respect?
Oh, Dawlish
you
is
think?
the one
Property.
on the River Dart, isn't it?
yeah
No, that's Dartmouth.
Dartmouth.
yeah.
What's the one that's got
Dartmouth.
is it Dartmouth that's got the train that stops the other side of the
Yeah.
river?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you can do a 3. What is it? I think you catch a bus from Dartmouth
That's right.
to Paynton, and then you get a train from Paynton to
Yeah,
Kingsbridge or something,
yeah, I
and
done
then you
that
get a
right.
ferry across then back to
Yeah.
Dartmouth.
There
So
you go.
Yeah, I did it the other way around. I left.
Sounds like a text for a song, that does.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were
Get
we
on
were
the
staying,
bus and go.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
we were staying in Dartmouth, so we took the ferry across the river, got on the train, went up the train then to a little town. Is it? No, only Paynton, and then it goes along the coast. No, it went along the coast to get to where we were going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a lovely train ride.
Well, Dawlish is the place, I think everybody probably saw it, where the ground underneath the railway track
Yeah,
was
right,
washed
yeah.
away
Oh,
by a
yeah.
storm.
Yeah.
So they've had a lot of money spent on it recently, reinstating the sea defences
Mhm.
for the train line.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it was interesting. The funny thing was, we had to take the car back on Friday, and we had to drop it off at the hire place, which was by the Paynton railway station, and we'd missed the last bus, so we had to get a taxi, and waiting for a taxi to come up, and this guy looked like a Weatherspoons regular, was absolutely flipping steaming, could hardly talk, and he was trying to ask me where we were going. I thought, I'm not bloody telling you where I'm going.
You want to come along?
You'd be wanting to share the taxi or something.
You was going to offer to drive you there.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you're the taxi driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were track drunk, so the last time. Did you ever
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Must be the way I stand or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks like he'll have a listen. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
around your bag?
Yeah. Marion was trying to grab my arm to pull me away from him, but I suppose he seemed harmless enough, but you never really know.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so what was Mike was asking you? Isn't it? Are the houses expensive down there?
Well, yeah, there are some that if you've got a couple of million to spend, yeah, there's properties like that everywhere, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we had a sort of a budget what we wanted to spend. What I didn't want was, like, if you buy one of these, like a static caravan or whatever they call them today, you're looking at about $6,000 a year to keep it there.
Yeah.
And that's average,
Don't you have to replace it with a new one every
Yeah, well, this is it.
few
See?
years or
So,
something?
so we didn't want to buy one of those. I wanted to buy something that was bricks and mortar.
You should buy
But,
one. Buy one in Brittany, man. It's not cheap. Well, he missed the boat now because all the English have bought them.
I'd wait a couple of years till the interest rates go up. There'll be loads of properties lying around then.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're not getting any younger, though, see, Mike?
Are you not?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
You're taking the wrong tablet.
Minority then.
Are you taking the red pills?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all getting younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can't you do now that you could do 10 years ago then?
Get up sometimes.
Twice or just the once, you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The thing
My
is, you don't
brother-
feel any older till you try to do something, then you realise you can't actually
Yeah.
do it.
That's it. It's like
My
The
brother was
last time we took the paddle boards in Langland, because it was a bit choppy, and I think I was probably on my knees for about, I don't know, an hour.
Dogging again.
My knees were killing me for flipping days after.
But isn't that one of the problems with buying a property? Even if it's only sort of 3 hours away, as you get older, you don't feel like driving 3 hours then. And you've got to stop 10 times on the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
It'll be okay. It'll be okay when you got the ferry.
Yeah.
It's only
That's right, yeah.
50 minutes, you reckon?
Oh yeah,
The
what's
thing
that?
is-
Is they going to reinstigate? Were they going to cross it to Bude or? Where they
Ilfracombe, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, somewhere near Ilfracombe, 50 minutes, drive on, drive off.
All right.
But they haven't got any of the deep-water docks for it there.
Yeah.
There's nothing over the other side.
No.
There's no deep water over the other side.
No, that's what I mean. So it's just a nonsense.
Well, where the Innisfallen used to go, it's silted up. They can't get them in there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they could dig that out though, couldn't
They
they?
can,
Well,
they can
they could
trench.
do anything with money,
Bring
yeah.
a load of Irish navvies over, dig it out at low tide.
Yeah, just Irish men that can hold their breath for a long time.
All
Isn't
those,
it? Isn't
all
it?
those Chinese cockle pickers. Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. They sorted it out.
And they're not much good holding their breath, are they?
No.
I just remembered something, and I was just about to input it, and I had to go last week when we wound up. I'm not sure if we came back. Any reports on that? On the restaurant at the bottom of the Oyster House? Kim went there on, I think, the first, second of whatever day it opened. But anybody been there, and what's it like? The cafe next to Bistro Pier?
The Oyster Watch or whatever. I've been there too. I walked in, I look around, to chat with the manager and everything there. But yeah, it looked all right. But people have told me that it's quite pricey, like because they put a service charge on as well.
All right.
Something like 12%. So it's bad enough being pricey, but then another 12% is.
Well, they got to
Jack
pay the waiters
Buck.
somehow, haven't they?
You don't have to pay it, Mike.
It's
I
good
know.
that they've now freed up the alleyway, which years ago used to run down the side of the Tiv.
Yeah.
But of course we lost that to building. But now it must have been on the deeds that's a public right of way. So next to the old shop, Dave,
Yeah.
you can now walk right past from what used to be just the entrance to Gin and Juice. That goes all the way through.
Have you noticed the co-op side entrance? They've closed permanently now.
Oh yeah, all those trolleys and things.
No, because people used to go in and just
Go
walk
in and walk out the back door with the stuff.
Oh, I see. Bypassing the tills.
Couldn't find a till.
Yeah,
So they
just
walked
in
out,
and
yeah.
walk through it out. They must have had somebody took years designing that building and thought, that's a good idea. We'll have a little entrance to the back.
Yeah.
Crazy. Going back to what you said, Kipper, though, I was reading about this the other week. Apparently, if there's something posh word contract, when you go into a restaurant, they got a service charge that you have to pay.
They have to tell you beforehand.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
it's, on the
it's usually on the
board or
menu.
something-
It has to say somewhere on it that service charge is included in the somewhere.
Yeah.
And when you order the meal, you say, "I'll decide on the service charge when I've had my meal."
Well,
If
yeah,
it's crap service, you don't have to pay it.
yeah.
But if it says on the menu, service charge, does it say not included or included?
It's some fancy wording on it normally.
Yeah.
Makes
What
you
it
think
should
you have
say
to pay
is
it.
service charge is added, but they
Yeah.
don't
You
say
can't
that.
actually read it, Sam. It's so small that
Yeah.
it's right on the bottom. You can't read it. But like I don't mind service charge. I mean, if it
I
goes
always
to-
add on something.
But I don't like the service charge where, to be honest, quite often we go out, the food costs 50 quid and the drinks cost 100 quid. And I don't see why you've got to pay another 10% on top for drinks.
Yeah.
For food.
Hey,
I
Colin, we're all
understand.
frozen here, mate. Is it me or what?
No, it's who's
Yeah.
frozen?
Yeah.
It's you.
Is it everybody's got a frozen Everybody's
No,
frozen
you're
apart from me.
you're frozen,
moving.
nobody else.
We're all right.
Oh, we're all moving again. No, don't worry.
We're not dead. We're not dead.
No,
Can everybody just nod their head from side to side so we
Yeah.
make sure that they're all there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
How's that for you, Kip? Is that a good
Funny
noise?
because every now and again it stops.
It's the internet.
And, but what's worse, you don't know the difference.
No, I know.
Yeah, no. So no, it's a funny thing. Service charge. I mean, I prefer just to give the waiter 20 quid or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
say there, put that in your pocket. But it's when you pay through the till, it always goes to the.
You don't always get it when you pay through the till, and that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
You don't mind
they get
buying them
expensive.
something to put in a box for everybody.
Yeah. Then they in theory will say. They, in theory, will say that it all gets shared out either at the end of the night, the end of the week, or percentage on their wages. But you know, as you say, you've got no say on that, no knowledge on that, have you?
When I was working at CJ's, it was great for what we call it tips, you know, and the amount of tips you got depended on who was working, because some people were really good for tips, and some people just didn't get any, you know. And
It's not rocket science, is it? You know,
if you wore a very
you custom
short
as
dress,
well,
you
you get
bigger tips.
Yeah, that's right.
I used to get great tips.
Yeah.
But he was happy. All the people in the kitchen were happy when I was working, especially when I was working with Katie or someone like that.
Why were they happy in the kitchen that you were having
Because
tips?
they share the tips as well.
So the tips would be
Yeah,
shared.
all the tips are shared between all the staff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So that it's in their interest to keep us happy, to keep the customers happy.
Yeah.
You know, so and it wasn't inconsequential. The tips after for a week were quite nice, you know.
Do you know why CJ's closed? Because I always thought that was a popular place.
Well, do you want a brief summary?
Well,
I mean, I forget about the kind of those days before it went into what was the ownership of the back end. But I remember the early days when it was Colin Smart who actually financially opened it up, and Jubbly was what we thought was a partner going in with front of house and general joie de vivre, you know, whatever, of running it. So everybody thought Jubb was partnership of CJ's. But then when it came before Martha's Vineyard opened, Mike Rees and Jubbly worked out a kind of an on-paper partnership to open Martha's Vineyard. So Jubbly was a great sort of front person, but I think he took his eye off the ball in running CJ's and got a bit carried away with the fact that he was now going to be, you know, a part owner in a nightclub. So then the trade started to go off. Little things were missing in CJ's, so that Jubbly's idea was, well, when he sold his half, that would be his ticket to go into Martha's. But by the time it came for him to have his half, CJ's was not a viable proposition anymore. So that's when the likes of Roger and another Roger, what's his surname now? Roger Roberts and his wife, and another couple and his wife came in and bought it off Colin Smart. Well, from then on, I don't really know much about CJ's. They managed to keep it running more or less for quite a while.
They built it up really well, you know. It was always full.
Yeah.
But you were there quite late on, weren't you, before it shut?
Who, me?
No, Sam. Was it you there?
Yeah, early.
You were
I was
DJing,
there
weren't
from
you, in the
when it
corner?
opened. I was there when it opened in about 1985, maybe 85, until I was there until about maybe 89.
All right. But so somebody else, I can't remember. I remember I was there. There was a DJ in the corner.
Yeah, they were. That was the whole thing. Because when I went there,
it was-
I instigated the DJ in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
DJ's box, the commentary box. Excellent.
Yeah, it was because when I went there, first of all, after doing DJ things in the likes of Greens, where Jubbly had been before, the plan was that CJ's was going to be a mellow operation, not a party central kind of thing. So then I thought, oh, great, lovely, smooth, cool, lovely. So I just went along there a couple of nights, and I just said to Jubbly, just out of curiosity, I said, I've got 2 Friday nights where I haven't got any bookings on. Do you want me just to put my little system in here and I'll just play background music, nice stuff? And he went, yeah, okay. He said, where are you going to put it? I said, well, you've got an ice cream fridge here, because he intended to sell stuff through the window. So I just put a floor over the top of the ice cream box, created somewhere to sit and put my stuff. And it was a case of, that was it. They never looked back. So at one point, I remember I was booking DJs in there 7 nights a week,
Yeah.
you know, and it became the thing then, that the party thing, the whole dancing on the tables,
Yeah.
you know, gatto in your face, you know, all that business, you know.
Mm.
So that was the early days of it.
Pulling the barman's shorts down was always a favourite with the girls in the hen party.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why you got big
and the worst
tips,
stuff of that was Jeff, the DJ, because he'd wait, you know, and he'd come in and he got, you know, 4 plates sort of thing like that. And Jeff would just spotted a mile away coming down the corridor. He go, here comes Paul. Hey, look, girls, he's got 4 plates in his hands. Why don't you pull his shorts down? No.
Yeah, I remember the period when Jeff was there. That was way after I'd left then, you know.
And the other guy was in Steve, was it? Yeah. Steve.
I don't remember Steve.
I can't remember.
Yeah, there was I remember Jeff, because that was around about when Dick had been there for a while, and they were
And Dick as well, yeah.
And I think Roy Shears did a couple.
Yeah.
John Dubs, you know, there were a load of DJs around because I'd moved into
yeah,
clubs more then, you know.
Yeah, we used to have the best nights were with John Dabbs and Jeff. And Jeff was a right bugger, you know. He'd do anything to get you to go in.
Yeah.
And he'd always work the girls up a treat, you know. Good God. And
well, I think Durkee worked there a while too, whether it was your period, Con. Andrew Dirk. Durkee.
Andrew Dirk, yeah, I think so. Yeah. That was great. That was a fabulous place.
I must miss the dance on the tables. I know people used to dance in the sort of aisles.
Oh, it was regular, man.
I was never a dancer.
Vicky was a good table dancer.
They didn't stand ice bare ribs.
Oh, the ribs in CJ's were the best, weren't they? I still got the recipe for them as well. Kerry gave it to me. Well stoked.
In the kitchen then was Weave, wasn't it? Weave was in the kitchen then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And Tom.
Yeah, and then Kerry, Roger's son Kerry went in after we.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kerry and.
See, it's interesting. There's always a formula, isn't there, for success? It's not just a matter of luck. All right, luck plays a bit originally, but you can have a formula for success by putting everything you just said together. It can work, can't it?
Yeah, and it's got to be the right time. It's got to be the right time, you know. So you've got to catch something when it's different, new, novel. The people are ready for it. The whole thing, you know.
It was called was it CJ's Fun Eats House?
Yeah,
that's when they changed it.
I think I gave it that name. Yeah, it was CJ's Bay Restaurant, Eats House by the Sea. Yeah.
And you weren't allowed to lick your lips until you finished your ribs.
And, do you know, there's still not a good burger house in Swansea. It just does burgers, isn't it?